Sage 300 ERP gives you a number of options for creating purchase orders. You can enter them directly, import them, create them automatically by setting up reorder quantities, create them from sales orders, and finally, create them from requisitions. In this tutorial, we'll focus on the last option and demonstrate the basic requisition workflow. The workflow will involve entry of the requisition, review and approval of the requisition, and finally, conversion of the requisition into a PO. So now let's jump right in and get started. We're going to be launching our demo from the Sage 300 ERP portal, but you can perform all of the functions that we'll be showing using the traditional desktop interface. Let's begin by turning on the setting that requires approval of requisitions. We're currently logged in with administrator rights, which gives us access to this setting, and we'll find it under Tasks, then the Setup tab, then Purchase Orders, and finally Options. Here on the Purchase Orders Options window, we'll go to the Processing tab, and at the very bottom, you'll find the Requisitions section. We'll enable the Require Approval option by checking the box, then save it, and close the window. Now we're ready to enter the requisition, and to do that, we're going to assume the role of Ken. Ken has security settings that only allow him to enter requisitions. Later, we'll assume the role of Ken's supervisor, who will review and approve the requisition and subsequently convert it to a purchase order. So we'll start by logging out of the administrator's account, and we'll enter Ken's username and his password and log back in as Ken. As you can see, not much information is present on Ken's portal since he only has security rights to enter requisitions. So now let's enter the requisition by going to Tasks, Purchase Orders, Requisition Entry. Here we'll enter the requisition details. Ken needs to purchase 100 fluorescent desk lamps and 100 hanging file folders from Gould Manufacturing. So we'll begin by opening the Finder on the Vendor Number field and select Vendor Number 1500 Gould Manufacturing. Our expiration date will be July 7th, and our date required is June 30th. In the Requested By field, Ken can enter who requested the purchase. In this case, we'll put Shop Floor. Moving to the next line, we have Approval Status and Approver Name. Note that the system automatically updates these fields based on security settings. Next, we'll enter Ken's location, which is Location 1, the Seattle warehouse. Moving to Description, we'll enter To Refill Inventory, and for demo purposes, we'll skip the reference. Now we'll move down to the grid and enter the items that need to be purchased. Clicking on the Item Number Finder, we'll select the fluorescent desk lamp, then tab over to the Quantity Ordered field and enter 100. Now we'll hit Insert to move to a new line, and we'll open the Finder and select the hanging file folders. And tabbing over, we'll order 100 of them. And now we'll post the requisition. Here we're offered the option to print the requisition, and we'll decline by hitting No. Let's now reopen the requisition, and since it was the last one entered, we can hit the end arrow to locate it. As part of Ken's security, the requisition is automatically set to On Hold. Once approved by Ken's supervisor, the On Hold status will come off and a PO can be created. Let's now assume that Ken has informed his supervisor that he has a requisition requiring approval. So now let's log off as Ken and log in as his supervisor, John, who will review and approve the requisition. As you can see, because he is a supervisor, John has more extensive security rights and accordingly has access to more information on the portal than Ken. So now, assuming the role of John, let's walk through the approval of Ken's requisition and create the purchase order. To do this, we'll go to Tasks, Purchase Orders, Requisition Entry. Again, we'll use the end arrow to open the last one entered. To approve the requisition, all we need to do is uncheck the hold status and it will then be automatically approved when we post it. So now let's hit Post, and for demo purposes, we'll elect not to print, so we'll hit No here. To ensure the process worked, let's reopen it, again using the end arrow. Notice that the status is now approved and John is entered as the approver. To complete this demonstration, let's now convert the requisition into a purchase order. To do this, we'll close the requisition, then go back to Tasks, and under Purchase Orders, select Create POs from Requisitions. Here in the From and To fields, we'll use the Finder to select the requisition that we want to convert to a purchase order. You should review the other fields here before moving on, and now we'll hit Process. The system is now creating the PO from Ken's requisition. Let's close the confirmation message, and before sending the PO to the vendor, we'll review it for accuracy. To do this, we'll close the window, then return to Tasks and Purchase Order Entry. And we'll use the end arrow to locate the last PO entered. And sure enough, this is the PO that we just created. And here we can view the originating requisition number by clicking the Zoom button. The PO is now ready to be printed or emailed to our vendor. And that completes our demonstration. Give us a call if you need assistance with this or any other feature in your Sage 300 ERP system. Well, that's it for this tutorial. Bye for now.